addressed the game. I talked to the team about congratulating them on what it took to put ourselves in a position to compete in a high-level elimination game. We were all disappointed in our performance, and it was a letdown. It's not our standard. It's not who we've been, and we wanted to get back to practice as soon as we could, get up and down, play against each other, and really, our practice is an example of like who we are. In the big games before we played LA, it's more of like who we are. That game was not indicative of who we've been, and so it was a letdown for us.
And just in general, from a coaching standpoint, when your team experiences a low like that, what's the goal coming in, trying to get them back on the right track?
Well, I mean, we all are going to experience those moments in life, whether it be basketball or just life situations, and that's where we don't have a wavering foundation. I'm not coming in the next day soaking and pouting. You know, we deal with it. We were all pissed off, but the next day we got to come in and move forward, and that's what this team is about.
And Willie, how were the practices? Do you like what you saw the last couple of days?
I do. Spirited practices. Guys are, getting into it defensively. Offensively, we got to execute, which we're continuing to build on doing, and then really it's about Monday. We got to come in Monday and play against another top Western Conference team on our home floor.
What are your thoughts about where Zion is at from a condition standpoint right now?
He's continuing to build. He didn't play last season. He stopped playing in January, so it just takes time for him to continue to grow and build in that area, but he's getting better and better as the season progresses.
Yeah, I mean, we're 20 games into the season. Like, is there anything that needs to be doing differently, or just stay the course right now?
Stay the course, keep working, keep knocking the dominoes down one at a time. But as far as that game, our effort wasn't there. I mentioned that in my press conference. That's across the board, Z included. And we go back, we look in the mirror, and we find out what can we do better to help our team.
You guys don't have a back-to-back until the first week of January. From a coaching standpoint, how important or helpful is it that you guys have a schedule coming up where it seems like you can practice more, you can get the guys that just recently returned like more integrated?
It's definitely helpful. We need some practice time. It's good not to have a few back-to-backs, but at the end of it, I can get up here in front of this camera and continue to talk about what we could do, what we should do. It's about putting it on the floor on Monday and continue to look at the next team and go after it.
We talked, going into the in-season tournament about Z just not playing in those big games like that, being in big environments. But part of that is also being a top player and experiencing those losses and how tough that can be. I guess how important in the process of growing is it for great players to kind of experience those lows and kind of dealing with it and coming out on the other end?
There's a ton of growth in failure, and like I said, we let the team know how proud of them we were, that we put ourselves in a position to be there, but we can't be happy with that. So, losing to the Lakers like we lost to them, there's growth for all of us. And I think those moments are where you have to respond. You go back, you own it, you hold yourself accountable to what we could do better, and you try to move forward the next step.
Willie, this team's often always bounce back after kind of tough losses. How can you get this team, though, to kind of stay more the course, stay more level, right, with that consistent effort, game to game?
Yeah, it's experience. We got to keep going through it. We got to stay healthy. We got to be able to have the same groups on the floor over and over again. And at the end of the day, our sense of urgency has to go up. We have to have a level of sense of urgency no matter who we play, but not drop below our standard. And we have moments throughout the season where we're a bit inconsistent in that area.
And would you say that the leaders on the team kind of need to maybe step up or prepare the rest of the guys when they're going to face a big battle? Like, for instance, Jose just told us he should have been better. He should have gotten the guys up a little bit more for that game.
It's a collective effort, for sure. Our leaders need to do it, but we all do. And that's who we've been. That's the honor us together. So when we get to the games, we get to practice, we're all in this together. We own it together. We lose together, we win together, and we wake up the next day and we continue to try to be better.
And we talked about, once you guys got more healthy, you would have to redistribute the minutes amongst those bench guys. One of the noticeable things is Jordan isn't getting as many minutes now. What has been the conversations been like with him, especially because he was on such a high coming in early and now not getting as many minutes?
Keep working. Your time is going to come again. Stay working, keep doing the things that you've been doing with the coaching staff, putting in the extra time, and when you get on the floor, take advantage of it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.